The man was awakened by a knock on the door. Groggy and not wanting to bother, he turned to look at his sleeping girlfriend, gave her a kiss, and laid back down, but soon after, the knocking resumed. Chang reluctantly grabbed the medicine by his bedside and took it. However, when he turned around, he found that his girlfriend was gone. Sirens blared outside, and the knocking grew urgent. Annoyed, Chang got dressed and went to open the door. But when he did, the hallway was empty. He assumed it was a prank by his neighbors. He shrugged it off and closed the door, pulling out his phone to call his girlfriend. But when the call connected, all he heard was screaming and gunfire. Stunned, he turned on the TV to check the news, but the signal was already out. Then, the sound of an explosion came from outside. Pulling the curtain back, he saw that everything had turned into a wasteland. Frightened, Chang took a few steps back and peered through the peephole, seeing a burnt face staring back at him. His sudden sight terrified him. He grabbed a flamethrower from the drawer. After scaring the zombie away through the gap in the door, he grabbed an axe, deciding to check on his neighbors. He cautiously stepped out, calling their names as he walked. Suddenly, a blackened hand reached out from the doorframe. His beautiful neighbor, now in a terrible state, pleaded with him to leave quickly. Chang, still confused about the situation, glanced around. Chang quickly turned to head back home. Panicking, he fumbled for his keys, but they fell to the ground. Just as the zombie was about to grab him, Chang managed to kick open the door and leap inside. Safe for now, he grabbed some food, only to hear strange growls coming from the bedroom. He grabbed his axe and went to check, but there was no sign of any zombies. He opened the closet, but no zombies were inside. Just as he turned to lower his guard, a zombie silently crawled out of the closet and jumped onto Chang. They started wrestling. The zombie kept pounding on Chang's head, but Chang fought back, throwing the zombie onto the bed. The zombie, enraged, caught fire. Chang trembled in fear, thinking it was going to explode, but instead, the zombie extinguished itself and jumped out the window to escape. Seeing the flames it left behind, Chang scrambled to seal all the windows. After finishing, he sat on the sofa, laughing in relief. Suddenly, he heard his neighbor's voice outside, enticing him to open the door. Overjoyed, Chang rushed to open it, but then remembered that he had seen his neighbor turn into a zombie. The voice outside must belong to one. He started arguing with the zombie, refusing to open the door. Frustrated, the zombie left a spark before departing. Even after it left, Chang remained on edge, knowing they could return disguised at any time. Realizing he had to leave, Chang cautiously exited the room. After ensuring the hallway was clear, he quickly made his way to the garage. Before the zombies could notice him, he jumped into his car, only to find it wouldn't start. Frustrated, he got out to check the problem. Just then, a zombie jumped out and roared at him. In a fit of rage, Chang grabbed the zombie and slammed it down, fiercely attacking it until it stopped moving. With his escape plan ruined, Chang returned to his room. On the way, he accidentally disturbed a sleeping zombie, kicking it to death with one blow. But another zombie quickly lunged at him, forcing him to run upstairs. In the hallway, he encountered his zombified neighbor again. With no time to mourn, Chang swiftly pulled out a knife and ended it. Back in his room, he turned on the TV, but the news left him cold. The entire city, not just his neighborhood, had been overrun by zombies. Chang felt a wave of despair, wondering how he could possibly survive. Just then, his old friend Miz appeared, telling him, "Your girlfriend is safe, hiding in the secure zone outside. Go find her." Revitalized by these words, Chang's hope returned. He filled bottles with alcohol to make Molotov cocktails, tied clothes together to make a rope, and as the zombies burst in, he threw a Molotov, then rappelled down the window. Using the makeshift rope, safely on the ground, but still not out of danger, zombies quickly surrounded him from all directions. Limping, Chang hid in a garbage bin. The zombies, following his scent, began pounding on the bin, trying to force him out. Chang turned on his flashlight. To his horror, a zombie was lying right next to him. It grabbed his throat, choking him. Just as Chang was about to suffocate, he managed to break the zombie's neck, push open the bin lid, and crawl out. Despite being surrounded by zombies, Chang successfully escaped. Eventually, he found himself in a room, only to realize that his girlfriend and neighbor were there, staring at him strangely. Miz suddenly ordered, "Check his vitals." They injected Chang with a sedative. When he woke up, he was lying on a hospital bed, and his girlfriend's words shocked him to his core. It turned out that he had only been part of a virus experiment. Everything he had experienced was an illusion. Moments later, Chang burst into flames, transforming into a zombie.